Having reviewed my report, I realised that my objectives were unclear and vague, and having looked back at the production process, I've realised what I really wanted to achieve. Ross is a news reporter out to tarnish a young boy who claims to have superpowers. His ulterior motives lead him into two confrontations with Alexander and Robin. Between them, they conspire to deal with the situation, but Robin overhears Alexander and ends up shooting Ross. My overall aim was to create a simple yet powerful narrative that also allowed for the opportunity for a visually appealing film. My first objective was to simply evoke emotions through my characters. The narrative has changed quite a lot up until this point, but most significantly Robin. Initially Robin was an unnamed priest, side character who acted as the catalyst for Alexander at the end in his confrontation with Ross. However, I felt that that point of view could be told from a more realistic and less dramatic point of view, hence the creation of Rachel. Rachel is a social worker who has strong connections with children, and it instantly gives her character a feeling of empathy. I recently decided upon Ross's fate. I decided that he was going to be murdered at the end, but after a discussion with my tutor, she came up with the idea that I switch it from Alexander killing Ross to Rachel, who is a far more innocent character, and I don't know, I liked it, so I just kind of went with it. In order to create Rachel's motive, I added a dimension to Ross's character. Ross wants to write a book about the boy, Jack Taylor, not for a desire or to expose him, but realistically just for a profit and really at the boy's expense. This gave me the opportunity to create a more heated confrontation between Ross and Rachel. At first their conversation was quite monotone, but after this inclusion it really escalated into quite a dramatic climax. In the meantime, Rachel has become Robin to allow us to use the song Rocking Robin. We wanted to use a song that represented her character. It's all terribly confusing. My second objective was to devise an opening and ending that reflected the narrative and each other. The opening and ending has evolved massively as the characters have progressed. The initial opening was a news report, however we changed it to a flash forward moments after his death. I decided that having an ambiguous opening would allow me to create the feeling of curiosity. I used the song Rockin' Robin as a signifier for the audience, so that they knew that the film was coming to an end and it would increase their levels of anticipation. The opening supposedly represents the narrative of the film as it slowly builds into a harsh defining moment at the end, which just raises more questions and intrigue. For my last objective, I wanted to utilise visual storytelling. It's something that a lot of screenwriters do to avoid using dialogue. In order to do this, I needed to play on the mystery of the story, mostly that being the black gloves. They are repeated 4 or 5 times, and they are shown to belong to 3 different people, so you know that something's coming and you know that it could be any one of a few characters, but you don't know what, you don't know when, and you don't know where it's going to happen. By including the subtle imagery, a viewer, if they see it, will begin to build narratives within their mind, and they're thinking about what's going to happen. For my objective 1, which was to evoke emotions in characters, I feel like I didn't quite achieve what I wanted to. I think the real problem was Robin. Her motives for doing what she did are there, however her emotional connection to the boy isn't apparent. You don't feel that she's as tied to him as she needs to be in order to do what she does. I feel that I achieved what I wanted to with the opening. Openings of short films are really difficult. You have such a short period of time to establish and set the scene as well as characters. I feel that I achieved this with an opening which reflects the narrative, and it really gives a tone to how the film is going to be from this point onwards. I feel as though I used some inventive elements of visual storytelling throughout the film. By including these moments of suggestion and misdirection, I feel like I really made the audience question what was going to happen. My overall aim to complete a simple narrative with a visually appealing film was realised. We set most of it in outdoors in Devon, so we had plenty of opportunities to secure stunning locations and also also have plenty of room to use the vast amount of equipment we took with us.